Awesome, awesome. Last time I used a stethoscope was in school. Crystal, super low dose, 1.5 milligrams of 1.5 milligrams of semaglutide or tirzepatide. Because if we're talking about tirzepatide dosing, that would be a really low dose. I mean this in the most respectful way. Do you think everyone needs an advocate or a physician? I would put advocate / physician / coach. Tom Brady still has a coach, right? All the greatest of the greats still have a coach. If you want to get better at anything in this life, in this world, you need help. You can always get help. You can always get a coach. So do you need it? I think it depends on the individual. I do think probably 98% of people need help with weight loss, even non-GLP-1 weight loss. And then you talk about GLP-1 weight loss. Yes, I do. You need medical intervention. You need someone that can help you navigate through these different issues, whether you have whether you're in menopause, whether you have inflammatory conditions, who can check your thyroid, who can analyze your hormone panels, let you know if you need thyroid management, let you know if how to stack these peptides. Yeah, I think 98% of people need that help. Debbie, 25 units of semaglutide for 4 months. Is this too slow? I only lost 1 pound. So units does not tell me how much semaglutide you took. So I have no idea how much semaglutide you took. Units is a measurement of volume. It's not a measurement of medication dose. So you have to look in your prescription and you have to see how many milligrams of your semaglutide 25 units comes out to be. Hey, good morning. Emmy, that's awesome that your husband is a DC. That's fantastic. Good morning, Pimatel. How are you? Carrie, stalled and then started 24-hour fast. Should I track macros on the other days? So one of our things, guys, that we I would say advocate more so than anybody else is the 24-hour fast, the 36 to 48. So I'm a big proponent of therapeutic fasting. If you guys wondered about therapeutic fasting, you should definitely go to my YouTube page. I put out a video about therapeutic fasting last week, I think. And that'll teach you a lot. So definitely check out that video. What does LDN actually do? I understand it lowers your inflammation. Yes. So somebody is asking about low dose naltrexone. Who here is struggling with an autoimmune disease? Who here is struggling with some sort of autoimmune disease like Hashimoto's, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, fibromyalgia? Let me know in the comments right now, what autoimmune disease are you struggling with? Because I want to talk a little bit about autoimmune. Somebody asked about low dose naltrexone, psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis. There's a lot of different autoimmune, multiple sclerosis. Yeah, should you track your feasting calories? You could, depending on the situation, depending on where you're at. I find that counting macros, tracking your calories and macros becomes less important. Because once you're doing a therapeutic fast for 36 hours, for example, you're not going to overeat on the other 5.5 days. It becomes really challenging to overeat. So you eat till you're comfortably stuffed. Now, if you've never counted calories ever and you don't know how to estimate, then you should probably estimate. You should probably get an estimate and feel comfortable that you can eventually just kind of estimate that you're averaging, say, 1,800, 1,900 calories, give or take, on the other days. So guess with some accuracy, some certainty behind your accuracy. And if you're not certain, then I would definitely count. Okay, so if you have autoimmune disease, that means you have high inflammation. And you also have a proclivity, a sensitivity to stress-induced inflammation. If you have an autoimmune disease, your body has triggers. And those triggers can cause massive spikes in inflammation. Autoimmune disease is also this is driven by an erratic immune system. Your immune system is targeting various tissues depending on which autoimmune disease. Your autoimmune system is not working properly. It's erratically targeting tissues for destruction. Now, understand that the presence of antibodies is usually the diagnostic criteria for an autoimmune disease. So, for example, TPO or thyroid antibodies means, okay, this person has Hashimoto's, for example. The presence of the antibodies does not mean destruction yet. It just means it's a flag. It's a flag that, when triggered, then the body will target that thyroid gland for destruction. So you can calm those down. You can actually remove flags, just so you know. And LDN is definitely part of the solution. So is thymosin alpha-1. So thymosin alpha-1, low-dose naltrexone. What these compounds are called, they're considered immune modulating compounds. Yes, Great Gatsby, I am a huge advocate for GLP-1 medications because I think GLP-1 medications also can help improve autoimmune as well. In fact, there's research looking at that, and I believe in the future you will see GLP-1 medications probably approved for autoimmune treatment. I mean, in my clinic right now, when we see patients that have autoimmune diseases start a GLP-1, we are seeing improvements in their autoimmune disease. So stacking the GLP-1 with the low-dose naltrexone with potentially the thymosin alpha-1. It's a really potent stack. If you guys are watching me on Facebook, I see 13 of you watching me. Say what's up, drop a comment, let me know that you're here. If you have sweet potatoes, can you have steamed veggies, or is it one or the other? You could have sweet potatoes and steamed veggies. There's no. Are you asking? Is there like an interaction between the two? No, you could have steamed veggies and sweet potatoes. Now, would I be doing a lot of sweet potatoes early on in my journey? No. Early on in the journey, you have likely, in your weight loss journey, likely you have lots of insulin, elevated levels of insulin. And so you need, and by the way, they call that condition hyperinsulinemia. Hello, everybody. And by the way, if you guys are curious about the peptides we're talking about the autoimmune support, if you need some help with your autoimmunity, shoot us a text message here, 229-441-3562. You can speak to my team, you can speak to my experts, and they can teach you guys and help you guys get situated, get a prescription. We do service all 50 states, just so you guys know. What is my opinion on research peptides like retatrutide? Well, they're research. Now, you could be getting them from a 503A compounding pharmacy, which is nice. At least if you're getting them from a 503A source, you know what you're getting. We've prescribed retatrutide. We do. We offer it. We still offer it. How often do we prescribe it? We very rarely. We very rarely actually prescribe retatrutide anymore. And I'll tell you why. Because we did. We were so pumped and excited. We thought it was going to be so much better than tirzepatide. Turns out it's not. In fact, a lot of patients that were dependent upon the tirzepatide-induced food chatter suppression found out, sadly, that it wasn't as good. The food chatter suppression wasn't as good. They started retatrutide. They were hoping to get better results. And the food chatter suppression, it sucked. And that sucks. That's awful. So because of that, we ended up having to switch a lot of patients back to tirzepatide. if you want to optimize your tirzepatide driven weight loss, then you should absolutely start with the comprehensive lab, figure out what's going on. Moderators, are one of you guys on my Facebook Live right now? I don't see any comments coming in on the Facebook. There's 18 people watching. Can one of the moderators drop a comment on the Facebook so I can see if the comments are showing? It's a little weird right now. Nothing's happening on that thread. My parents are in their late 60s. I want to help them with pain, BPC, and TB500. Yes, I love BPC, TB500. These are very safe peptides. We call the combo, go ahead, Lee, drop your question. We call the combo the Wolverine stack. They're called the Wolverine stack because, the whole idea, heal like Wolverine. It's the expression, right? But I've seen some pretty massive healing happen with people who take a large enough dose of their of the BPC and TB500. Yeah, Robert, I actually agree with you. I think retatrutide works better when you get closer to your goal, when you are less metabolically dysfunctional. I think retatrutide works better. So bodybuilders, people looking to get jacked, people looking to get super lean, I think when you're closer to your goal, I think retatrutide is probably more likely going to be a good option. But I think for people with real food chatter, I don't think retatrutide is the answer. That's my opinion from what I can see. Okay, so Lee, go ahead and drop your question. What are good foods to eat on GLP-1 meds? Well, it depends on what part of your journey you're in. If you're just starting your GLP-1 weight loss journey, the carnivore diet, without a doubt, is the best diet to fix your metabolic health. Second best diet would be a ketogenic diet. So carnivore and or keto. Now, if you are severely undereating and you're in a state of metabolic downregulation, then you need to come out of that first. So a reset that does allow some carbohydrates would be a good way to come out of that downregulated metabolic state, and then transitioning after that into a keto / and or carnivore approach. Metabolic downregulation means your metabolism has slowed down because you are severely undereating. Moderators, can one of you guys check Facebook and let me know what's going on there, please? Hey, Cookie, suffering from hair loss. Do you think it's because of the hormones? You started BHRT therapy, I'm guessing. It could be potentially. Highly doubt it though. But we need to consider that. We need to consider rapid weight loss. Is it stress-induced hair loss? How long after you started the hormones did the hair loss start? BH Katie, perimenopausal woman here, tirzepatide, 12 kilos in 6 months, my joints still hurt. So if you are suffering with joint pain, chronic joint pain, I don't know if you have rheumatoid arthritis or if you have just fibromyalgia throughout the body, but I'm thinking low dose naltrexone, I'm thinking BPC 157, and I'm thinking a carnivore diet. Marie, the verdict is not out. I don't know. That's a great question, Marie. I don't know the answer to that. The answer, to the best of my ability so far, is maybe. Lee, I have stomach cramps, like leg cramps, not abdominal pains, but like a cramp in my stomach. Is it like deep gas cramps where if you fart, does the pain go away? Because a lot of times those deep stomach cramps are just deep pockets of gas. And if that's the case, if farting does relieve some of that pain, I would definitely try some yoga poses and try moving your body on the floor and facilitating movement through the intestines. Also, your digestion needs to improve. You're eating something that your body's not tolerating, or you're eating a lot of things, and they're probably vegetables. It's probably processed carbohydrates in vegetables and seed oils that are doing that. What's the highest dose of BPC 157? So for our Wolverine, and by the way, guys, we still have our Black Friday specials. These peptide prices are going to be extended into next week. These are the steepest discounts we have. BPC 157, TB 500, BPC 157, highest dose for the maximum Wolverine healing would be 1 milligram of BPC 157, 2 milligrams of TB 500 every single day. That would be the maximum Wolverine. Moderate level Wolverine would be 500 micrograms of BPC and 1,000 micrograms, or half a milligram and a milligram. Fruity Girl, I'm on Mounjaro and I'm always cold. Let me know in the comments right now, are you dealing with symptoms that started after starting your GLP-1? Tiredness, cold, brain foggy, constipated, your body's achy. Fruity Girl and anybody else, let me know if you're struggling with these symptoms, because these symptoms are related to metabolic downregulation. And I know some of you are just... some of you are asking the question about metabolic downregulation, so we're talking about the same thing here. When you severely undereat over an extended period of time, your metabolism slows down. Your thyroid function decreases. So you develop these symptoms. Your metabolic rate, the amount of calories that you burn, slows down. So this is battery saving mode. This is starvation mode. This is not a good situation. This is why your weight loss is stalling. This is why you start losing muscle mass. GLP-1 LR3. You mean, are you talking about retatrutide? GLP-3? That's the retatrutide. I don't know what the LR stands for, but I think that you use your GLP-1, tirzepatide, semaglutide to help you hit your weight loss goal, and then you work towards microdosing, and microdosing could be cycling on and off. Microdosing could be cycling on and off. I'm a big fan of that. Skin sensitivity. So skin sensitivity is a medical condition known as allodynia. It is a weird side effect that some people are noticing on their GLP-1 medications. When we have patients that this happens to, we usually, under medical supervision, take a break from the medication. That's what we've noticed. Any peptides that may elevate blood pressure? Not that I know of. And no. Unfortunately, I don't know. So if you have low blood pressure, you should be working with your medical doctor. Live visibility restricted. All right. Looks like TikTok just gave me a restriction. Redirects users to purchase products out. That is too funny. Oh my gosh. Gotta love TikTok Live, man. Gotta love TikTok in general. They are doing everything they possibly can to prevent people from getting the health information that they need. This is brutal. Can I keep injecting my GLP-1 medication in the same spot every single week? I would not. I would switch and alternate your injection sites. So when you continue to inject your peptides into the same location, you risk the development of scar tissue, a medical condition known as lipohypertrophy, which is scar tissue development in the tissue. So you definitely want to be careful about that. And you want to, you don't want to continue to do that. Yeah, I'm probably going to end my live here in a bit anyways. Guys, as a reminder, this phone number right here is the best number to reach out to my team, 229-441-3562. If you want to discuss with my team about coaching, what it's like to work with me, my coaches, my medical team, whoever it is, let them know that you want to get set up on a free consultation. If you guys aren't already following me on YouTube, follow me on YouTube and let me know. Go to YouTube and type in Dr. Jones DC. You will find my YouTube page there. If you guys like the short TikToks that I put out and you guys want to follow my new TikTok accounts, send us a DM on this page and we can send you the new TikTok pages as well. And then also our Instagram. We put out some very cool Instagram specific content. Our specials are running to the end of next week. So if you guys are looking for healing, any musculoskeletal injuries, Mac Jones or Purdy. I'd say Brock Purdy. Believe in Brock. Believe in Brock. But I don't know, man. What's the weather like? Aren't they playing in Cleveland? And I heard the weather might be. I have to look at the updates, right? It's funny you say that. I'm going to check my updates right now. I got to get my lineup set up. I started off 0-3 in my fantasy team, and now I'm back to 4th place. So I went on a losing streak, and I transitioned to a winning streak. Anyways, I'm going to do that next. But is there a peptide to help with trigeminal neuralgia? Not that I know of. I think reducing your inflammation could potentially help. I'd probably start with BPC 157 first. Depending on what's triggering the neuralgia, it's hard to say. But all right, guys, have a good Sunday. Enjoy some football. We'll see everybody later. You can join my coaching program from Canada. We can't ship there. That's all. So we can't ship anything into Canada.